of names that have moved up $50, $100 on a Square, for example, which is now Block. Tell me, I saw you have a lot of buy ratings on several names. Before I get to the names, you think fundamentals are looking pretty good? Is that why you have these buy ratings?
Hey, thanks, Nicole. Always great to be on the show, and looking forward to year end. It's definitely been a very volatile year in payments.
Visa, ADP, Fiserv, MasterCard, WEX, Affirm, SoFi. What is it about these names in particular that you say buy? Because you didn't have all buys. I saw some neutrals on a few of the names too. These are standouts.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we have concerns about certain names.
Buy now, pay later. That theme, which is great and gives people a lot of flexibility, but there's a lot of concerns too, and that could hit fintech.
Correct, and thanks for bringing it up. So we did publish a very detailed note.
These 10, 15 names?
Yeah, I think my favorite is SoFi, right? SoFi, and a couple of reasons for that. First,
excitement surrounding a name or an idea. And, let's hope the Super Bowl goes off beautifully with a zillion people in the stadium with this, Omicron variant and whatever else comes around. You did say we're still worried about declining take rates on companies like Toast. What is it that we need to know there?
Yeah, it's a great point. So Toast is a huge share gainer, right? You've seen them everywhere. You live in New York. You've seen them in like pizzerias, restaurants. They're actually a very high.
Very, very much. Mizuho Securities USA. We love having you on the show all year long. I look forward to seeing you next year. I'm slightly obsessed with your Cape Cod sweatshirt. I'm glad you brought that to us. Makes us feel like we're on vacation too. Good to see you, Dan. Be well. Thank you. Still ahead in the second half. Looking good, right? Lots of big money came in, even though we've had crazy volatility and a pandemic. Now what? Achilles?
Yeah, it's a great question. And thank you for having me on, Nicole. The one thing you have to watch out for right now, and just remember, we really haven't had
wage growth, consumer sentiment on the last print that I saw improved some because there were some worries there. We saw the quit rate on the jobs. There were a lot of folks quitting, but they were finding other jobs. The labor force participation rate was a little slow to come back, but likely to come back, obviously, in 2022. So as you look as an investor, I don't know if you have any picks for us today, but if you want to throw in examples, feel free. But as an investor in the market, what are you going to put money to work in? Is it at certain sectors? Is it certain names? What are you going to do in 2022?
Yeah, absolutely. And
so is that how you would access Bitcoin and do it that way? You wouldn't buy Bitcoin itself. Those would be the things that you would put your money in?
No, we will buy Bitcoin as well.
Some patience. Achilles, great to see you. Apple, Caterpillar, Coinbase, Bitcoin. We got it. And as a black belt mixed martial artist in that picture of the New York City in the back, I think you should be the next Spider-Man. You should be the next Peter Parker and hop around those buildings. I just saw it, so it must be on my mind. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you always for being on our show.
Thank you for having me, Nicole. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you next year.
You too. Achilles Larrea on what we've seen, but more importantly, what we could see in 2022.
Yeah, I'm looking
at the $100 seem crazy to you or not necessarily?
Hi, Nicole. Thanks for having me. So I think
you're right about how, it could trickle higher. Ellen, tell me about what's going on when we look at the amount of production of oil and where OPEC stands, because a year or two ago, we were producing more, right? We had shale, there was more production going on. The administration came in without politics. I'm not interested in the politics of it, but it seemed that we were producing less and things were shut down to a certain extent. And then we were relying more on OPEC. So where does OPEC stand and how much power do they have or not have going forward?
Yeah, I think the dynamic between OPEC and non-OPEC production is...
I saw CFRA has a buy on Schlumberger and ConocoPhillips. Quickly, why those two names? Yeah, Ellen Wald, Stuart Glickman, thank you both very much for being with us. We appreciate it. I'll see you in 2022. Thanks. And thank you for